Rastine, let's talk about this rally first of all. Very, very exciting and finally moving above that 7,000 level. It took a while, but here we are. But
Mhm.
this comes amid, several things that markets are watching this week. You've got inflation possibly still breaching the 2 to 4% target level. You've also got this new survey by the Banco Central saying that the business confidence is actually waning. Tell us more about your expectations on whether we still have room to sustain 7,000 levels.
Well, on one end, you're right. The index did close at around the 7,000 resistance, but that was primarily due to a rush of buying near the close last Friday. So, despite the show strength, we're still cautiously optimistic with regard to further gains. Volumes haven't been so convincing, so that adds to the skepticism. We did see foreign buying last Friday, net foreign buying. So that adds a little bit of optimism to further upward moves. If the market does head higher, 7,100 to 7,350 might be the pit stops for the market. But then again, you did mention that some data releases for the week, inflation, is a key release we're waiting for tomorrow. Expectations, of course, are saying that it eased compared to May. The primary reasons for it still remaining elevated are rising oil prices, electricity rates due to tight supply, as we saw in June. Of course, there's still the risks against the backdrop of the Delta variant being a key risk to investor sentiment. But if you look at it, zoom out, sentiment in other ASEAN countries experiencing a surge due to Delta appears to be resilient. Key market here to look at here is Indonesia, right? So another risk, of course, is the potential economic ramifications of another Taal volcano eruption. Hopefully, it doesn't come to fruition, but we have seen that kind of escalate over the past week.
Rastine, just the Taal issue, does that have any impact on markets whatsoever? Was that we've seen that repeatedly in the past year as well, or is this something that the government can address and that we've seen historically? It doesn't necessarily affect the movement.
Well, I think if it's the Taal volcano addressing those concerns, we did see market kind of reacting to it last year. We had a similar episode in early 2020. So I think that did weigh on some companies. Of course, in terms of how widespread the effects are going to be, that's really going to determine how much effect it will have on consumer sentiment. But I think at this point, investors are more concerned about other COVID-19 related developments. So hopefully, not so much of an impact in terms of investor sentiment.